Okay, good evening, folks. We now have the wheels for the can crusher, sorry. So here's the opening of the wheels. 16-inch by 5/8 right there. So here's what they look like. So as we can see, for lining up, they stick out a little bit. Some of the pictures show that pretty well. And to get my calipers out here, I will show, because no one talks about this, I will show the diameter of the outer portion. And we are at, get it to where the light from my tablet's not ruining too much. We're just under 1.5 inches, 1.490. So the downfall is the flywheel, sorry, wrong word, pulley, the inside of it is 1 inch. This is 1.5 inches. Both wheels are the same. What I would like to do, just trying to position this good, what I would like to do, which will be doable, is to get the pulley flush with the wheel. Therefore, I gotta take this off. So in order to do that, I'm gonna mark on here where it's flush with the wheel. And since the inside here is this is just a tube, what I'm going to do is take my Dremel with the cutoff wheel. I'm going to carefully cut this in half to where it's just flush with the wheel, and then I'm going to strip off the metal from this housing right here that holds the 5/8 bearing. I will strip the metal off of that and then take this housing and put it flush right onto the other, no, the housing that's left over. Therefore, it will give me, line this up here, a bearing that's flush on one side, and obviously not flush on the other, but the other side don't matter. I only need a pulley on one side. And if we look up here, stand up, the 14-inch pulley, move this box over some, sorry about that, so move this around, there we go, live footage, not a live video, but live footage. So I've got this mocked up. Obviously it's not bolted down, just mocked up in the center line and everything. This can spin freely. Got my adapter here just for mocking things up. Now I've got about 1.5 inches here. Now this is a 14-inch pulley. These wheels are 16 inches. So that's an extra inch coming out this way. So if I take my ruler, sorry, doing stuff one-handed here. So if I take my ruler, and as we can see, let me try to bring this down more towards better view here. So we're at 1 inch, and we're clear of the wood by 1.5 inches. There we go, that should be a little better. So we're clear of the wood by 1.5 inches. And since this piece of wood is pretty much flush with the ends, I had to move it down just a little bit more. So if I were to slide this over to its other center line, 8 inches from center, just looking outside the tablet. So therefore, if we look again, it won't be as good as before, but I get you close. So we're just about 1.25 inches. Yep, about 1.25 inches away from the pulley to the piece of wood. So there should be about 1/4 inch leeway here for the wheel and everything. So in case we wanted to see a little bit of a mock-up of where stuff is at. So obviously I had to lower the piece of wood. Sorry about that. The autofocus got turned off. So I had to lower the piece of wood just a little bit. And this one, I had to lower it quite a bit. There's an old hole right there where I had it mounted before. So everything will work. And I have 2 belts here. I will lay them across. Let me move my, excuse the extra boxes please. There we go. Almost. Okay, so there's the 2 belts. 2 belts that I'm going to use. I was using this one on this pulley setup. This is a new old belt. I mean old. The outside part is actually rounded. So it will work for now. And they are pretty close to the same diameter. You line it up. So you can see, pretty close to the same diameter. It will get me by, it will work. So if I bend down here, so obviously this motor's got to move down, and I'll just unscrew these blocks of wood. Got 4 screws on each one, on each side. This one got 2 screws on each side. So I just take this whole thing and move it down. Have everything on the, ooh, got to tighten that up. Actually a little loose. Interesting. Preventive maintenance, folks. Gotta keep your stuff tight. That's a little better. I will snug that up later, obviously. Let's check the other one. Yep. Okay, there's movement of it. You can see it in there. So that one's all snug. So there's an up look from everything. So it's coming together. It's getting there. So if I were to put the belts there, excuse me, and bring one of the wheels up. So for a mock-up, just hang that there. So first time the wheel's been on the machine, in theory, that's what it'll kind of look like. Of course, with 2 of them on there. And I do have, okay, I've got the old shaft. You get a shaft that's not mounted. This is what I'm trying to do, is get this off of there. tight, but I know it's a good snug fit. Let's try this end. There we go. Okay. And oh, that one's on there pretty good. Yep, video got interrupted. My belly hit a button. Excuse me. So what we're going to do is we're going to set this here. Move that over there. So now you can see me try to get this off of there. And there we go. Okay. So I have a shaft. Let's put these belts over here. Put the shaft through the wheel. And there we go. So the shaft is through the wheel. And it's just a matter of bringing this over a touch because it was hitting the can. And I know these pillow block things are going to be bringing the height up just a bit. So, let me try this. I'm trying to set this up so I can view it and still have it sitting upright. Really need a tripod or something at this point. Yeah, that's way low. Okay, let's try a little bit further down. Yeah, right. Okay. Let's see. No one wants to see my arm. Okay. Man. Everything's just right. It works great. Okay. Click that autofocus again. Okay. Go. There. Turn the fan off so it's not blowing on it the whole time. Okay. So, what I will try is show the pillow block going on. And setting back there. Okay. So now we have the wheel. The wheel is spinning free. Now I'll move it onto the center line. Best I can find. That's roughly there. Just checking to see if the camera is seeing everything correctly. Okay, so if I line it up fully there, take the big pulley off, take a screwdriver, makeshift collar things. It's cheaper than 4 for like $10. So now I'll take the other wheel. Put it through. Obviously expected it to be hitting the can feeder. Okay, that's lined up. That's lined up. Okay, how are we looking on video? Seems sort of there. Yeah. Maybe I can use the hammer to steady it. Okay, that's a lot higher than I wanted, but if it stays and it works, so be it. Okay. So, obviously, as we can see, just check my video here. Obviously, we can see these cans are kind of in the way. And that's okay. Because that's an easy fix. Super easy fix. So, if I were to move this over, I can move this over. So, now we're not touching this. Now we can line things up to where they're supposed to be and see how good my measurements are. Okay, so as we can see, I got quite a big gap here. These don't really seem to be 14 inches in diameter. Sorry, 16. So I will measure, and they are not 16 inches in diameter. They are, there we go, 15 and a half. Interesting. So, there. See, the autofocus was turned off again. It'd be cool to disable that feature. So, this is my center line. With the focus, this is my center line. And it's a 6-inch rule. I'll just take it at 8 inches. So we're at 1. And as you can see here, basically 8. There. Now it's on center just a little bit more. And of course, there's pudding and proof in the pudding. That's there. That's the center line, 8 inches. We have a gap. Should be okay though, but we got enough of a gap for about width of the rule. Now, move the wheel over a little bit. Zoom in manually. Let it focus in on that. There we go. Looks to be close between the 20 and 24, which is about 5/8. Yeah, we'll say 5/8 of an inch, or number 1 finger width. And my number 1 finger width is about 3/4 of an inch. So 5/8, 3/4, blah blah blah. So if I were to move this in a little bit, we'll go put the rule there, and since it's at about 3/4, I'll go about that much. I don't know how much was that much, but I'm just moving in a little bit each time, just so it's kind of centered. Okay, so right from center, we got the 8 inch there, And from center line to center of shaft, almost at a 1/2 inch. Right about there. Now that's not really 1/2 3/4, but I will figure it out. So center line there, and center line here, shaft's in, no worries. So obviously this needs to move over a bit more, and this over a bit more. So to make everything kosher and even, center line just under 1/2. Center line here. A little bit more, less than 1/2. So I'll move this over a touch. And I'll move this, as we can see the gap. There we go. I'll get them where they just barely touch. Oh. We aren't super perfectly round, are we? Ooh, there's a flat spot. Yep, right there. Interesting. Well, I'll obviously work with it. So here's a down view. So if they were to slightly touch each other, that's what I do. Okay, we're almost at 12 minutes. So obviously, for my layout holes that I had before, that's how much we're off. So this was the layout hole that I had before, and basically we're just going to go over like a 1/4 inch, probably 3/8 would work. I did have layout holes here. There's a layout hole, and we ended up being like way over here. So get a backup view. Let this focus. There we go. So that's what it'll look like later on for the next video when I have it all mounted up. And we'll get an end shot so you can see how thick they are and what a can looks like on it. So wheels are just wide enough, which is awesome. They said 4 inch for the width, and we are line this up outside the tablet. We're not at 4 inches. Wow. Dimensions really help people. We're at 3.5. So even on that end, even on this end, not really 3.5, but looking over the tablet, just shy of 3.5. Interesting. Okay, so we're at 3.5, and a pop can measures in at, line that up, about 2.5. I got it just right there with the one. So with the wheel being about this wide, we have about 1 inch laying over. So 3.5 is right here, about 1/2 inch on each side. So if I were to set the can and look from the top, it looks pretty decent. And obviously I'm going to have to raise the feed can up a little bit, or I can actually just trim excess off so it has a nice V-wedge to really work good and hold the can and everything. Alrighty, so nice backup, take a look at it and this and that, and until next video, bye bye.